Stop before you sign a solar contract. I'm telling you, this is the video you want to watch. Look, in the past year alone, more than 100 solar companies in the US, they've gone out of business. The same companies that knock on your door on the weekends, the same companies that ask for your information when you walk into Home Depot or Costco, they were there then. Where are they now? That's a question for you. See, most of them have installed tens of thousands of systems. However, what they didn't tell you in that fine print is that they were going to leave a lot of homeowners up shit's creek. So what do these homeowners do? They can't call a solar company because solar companies have interests of selling new systems. They can't call a roofing company because traditional roofing companies don't know how to manage solar. That's where we come in. We marry both. In fact, many national solar companies have turned to us for their roofing needs, and now we're here to serve you. Let's dive into a few things. First, some of the red flags you need to watch out for when it comes to solar. Some things you should know before going solar and how it impacts your roof specifically. Look, most homeowners don't realize this about solar. Yes, it's installed on a roof, but that installation comes at a risk. Even a small amount of foot traffic on a compromised roof, a roof that's halfway through the life cycle, can really cause some long-term damage here, right? But fortunately, most solar companies don't even inspect the roof. They typically, do it from the street view, or perhaps they'll log into Google Maps and take a look at what your roof actually looks like. It's a sad case. It's great for us as a roofing company, but the reality is I've seen panels that have slapped onto patchwork roof. Editor, insert photo. Like, I've literally seen that with my own eyes. I've seen companies promise a free roof only to subcontract that work out to a crew that I wouldn't trust to put a roof on a doghouse. I mean, these shady install practices are what have made the word solar synonymous with the word scam. Now, aside from the roofing aspect and a technical tie into the roof per se, the reality is that most solar companies are simply finance companies, often gauging people's interest with slick, zero down promotional marketing and offering a low monthly payment, which essentially positions them for ownership. What does that do? They reap all the state and the federal incentives. So are you saving money or are they making money? See, you got to keep in mind, whoever owns a system reaps the most benefits. So if you, the homeowner, are seeking ownership, it's in your best interest not only to have them on your roof, but to have them in your portfolio of assets. Your home is your most valuable asset. Let's not play games. For example, let's see you sign a lease with a company, right? And they offer you a low monthly payment. Because you technically don't own the system, the solar company is going to receive your 30% federal tax credit. So in addition, if you're in a state like New Jersey, or the state actually pays you for the energy production, they receive those incentives. In contrast, if you own the system, you'd potentially reduce your federal tax liability by 30% of the cost of the system, in addition to position yourself to receive the money from the state for a 15-year period. Make sure you know which options are best for you based on your financial goals. Many of these companies promise 25-year warranties, but when something actually went wrong, no one answered. Homeowners called about broken inverters, disconnected systems, or panel failures, and all they got was a voicemail or a bounced email, or worse, no contact at all. And that's because these companies didn't really build real service teams. No maintenance, no post-install support, right? Once the system's up, they were gone. They were on to the next victim. And well, it leaves a lot of homeowners hanging dry. They basically sell people a lifetime of problems for a low monthly payment. Now, if you're a homeowner, which is the only reason you'd be watching this video right now, right? And whether you already have solar or you're planning to get them, this next part is for you. Because what most homeowners don't realize is that solar panels are not just a surface upgrade, it's a structural commitment, right? Like when somebody installs solar on your home, on your roof, they're drilling through your roofing shingles, right? That's the first layer that protects you from the elements, right? And if it's done right, it's not a problem. But if it's rushed or skipped or handled by a sales organization, it's just gonna hire somebody who doesn't really understand roofing, you're gambling. Right? You're gambling with water. Good luck. Good luck winning that battle, right? Like, we've had homeowners call us for repairs just 2 years after going solar. Their system stopped performing, their ceiling starts leaking, and then they had nobody to call because their company went out of business. So they call a regular roofer. Roofers don't understand solar like we do. And that's where things can get expensive, right? To fix a roof, the solar system has to be removed first, right? Well, first off, you got to address the electrical components. You got to turn it off, remove the solar system, right? That means that after disconnecting the electrical components, renting a lift if needed or storage, you're paying a lot out of pocket. So we've seen this cost go anywhere from $3,000 to $6,000 or even higher just to remove and reinstall panels before you can even touch the roof. The roof's a whole other factor. So to make things worse, we've also seen insurance claims denied. Why? Because the original install was done by an uncertified contractor who damaged the decking, right? They violated code, or they failed to seal the penetrations properly, or perhaps didn't even use the right counter flashing, all because nobody asked the right questions up front. It's not up to you, the homeowner, right? It's up to these companies, but they're gone. So where does that leave you? So how do you avoid this entire mess? The right way to do solar starts before the panels even come in, before you sign any documentation or anything like that. It starts with your roof, right? Is your roof in good enough condition to support panels that are made to last up to 40 years? Is it ventilated properly? Are your underlayments intact? The type of underlayments that you have under your shingles, which you can't see, will it seal around the actual penetrations made by solar, right? What's the wood decking like? Oh, are the penetrations, such as the pipe vents, are they still waterproof, or are they leaking behind the walls, right? If you don't know the answer to any of these questions, then you're not quite ready for solar. It's just, solar should go way beyond the savings. And that's why the best solar installs begin with a full roof inspection. Not a glance from the driveway, not a drone flyover, right? A real on-roof inspection with somebody who's trained and certified to evaluate the entire roofing system, from the shingles to the decking to the flashing to the ridge caps, not just the panel layout, right? Not just the site inspection that the solar company is going to do. If you skip that step, you're at risk at a very expensive energy system that ends up, potentially compromising the structure of your roof. Next, make sure your solar and roofing system are working together, right? Whether it's one company handling both or a trusted partner, right? Collaborating with a solar company. You want to make sure that you have a game plan, one that's not going to end up with a bunch of finger pointing back and forth. Don't fall for the shortcuts. It's not worth the savings, right? You want crews who are certified by the manufacturer, who are insured, who are experienced, who value the roof as a separate entity from solar, right? And more importantly, let's say their phone number were to magically follow suit and do what these solar companies do, which is just go out of business. What if that roofer was backed by the manufacturer? What if that manufacturer's been around for well over 100 years? What if anything were to go wrong, the manufacturer would take care of the labor too? What kind of peace of mind would that prevent you? At Dream Home Roofing, we don't cut corners, and we're proud to be among the best in the country. Those aren't just words, we can prove it. We're a GAF Master Elite certified contractor, and we're also a GAF President's Club Award winner. That's a distinction reserved for the top tier of performers. We're talking the highest quality roofers in the nation, right? So we specialize in solar-ready roofing systems. So whether you plan on going solar or you just want to be prepared for solar in the future, here's what we can offer you. A full GAF certified roofing system, right? That's designed to last 50 years plus. We're pushing daisies by that, right? On-site roof inspection and digital roof reports. Now, coordination with the solar providers for seamless install, proper deck protection, ventilation upgrades, and a warranty-safe penetration. So one contractor to handle the roof from the inspection to the final install. One team, one warranty, and one less thing to worry about.